Well, good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret again from M.E.s Orchids, and what I'm going to do today is just give you an update on these particular phalaenopsis. Now, this is, excuse me, Samira, which is Bellina biviolacea. So that's a primary hybrid. Then we've got, so that was potted on the 1st of July, repotted 27th of November. Phalaenopsis purple, that's a species. And you'll see the dates there. Phalaenopsis indigo blue. Phalaenopsis, that was 1st of July, repotted 27th of November. Yang Geigen cherry, that's a hybrid. That's October, repotted November. And Phalaenopsis princess, that's another hybrid. And oh, I've not got a date then when I received that. I'll have to just look at. See, the trouble is I've put all the names. I've sellotaped them to the pot. But anyway, not to worry. Eventually today, I come down with a pH of 6.64. It drives me crackers, this pH lot does, you know, because I don't understand. You see, they came out with 7.92 pH. That's with just rainwater, and then it was boiled. The temperature was 12C, 7.92 pH. Then I added CalMag and a TDS of 1.56, and a little bit of seaweed extract brought it up to 1.74. Then, when I checked the pH then, it was 8.6. So the seaweed extract had actually taken it up, barely, but it's still taken it up. Anyhow, I added the pH down, and it brought it with a TDS of 180 and a pH of 6.64. So I'm not messing any further, I'm going with that. Anyway, right, so let me take each one individually, if you can spare the time to stay with me. Right, so this is the Phalaenopsis tetraspis purple, and these are all inorganic media. Now, and you see that nice inflorescence growing there, and I've got one here. Okay. Now this particular one, some look as though they've got roots growing, others maybe not. And this one looks to be in lava rock and growstones with a little topping of that horticultural grit, which always falls everywhere. Now let me just have a look. There. And you see there? There's roots. So, and they appear to be pale green. So we're not doing too bad. And actually, this little tail here isn't bone dry yet. But because this is in flower, well, it's not in flower, is it? It's producing its flower inflorescence. I don't want to leave them too long without any feed and water. So I've got this feed already made up. So I will be feeding them in a minute. Now this is M.E.s. If you remember this one I had mounted. And we've got that in that little tiny flower bud, and it's been there since I had this, and I've got another little tiny one down there, but nothing really happening so far with this. And let's just have a look. There's roots there. Looks as though we've got one that's died back, that little bit there, but that's a root there. This looks as though it's potted in lacquer and growstones topped with that grit. So now that feels dry, even though that root's showing green. So let's have a look. Have we got any more evidence of it? There's another one down there. Can you, don't know whether you'll see that down there. And we've got this nice growing tip here, and actually we've got a little tiny growing tip there. So that's doing all right in this inorganic media. Now this one is Phalaenopsis Howardian Princess, and this loves this media, absolutely loves it. That's dry, see? There's roots. The roots aren't totally dry yet, can you see? And there's one. Already bobbing through, that one is. This has got lava rock, growstones and loops as though there's some lacquer. Let's have a look. So everything appears to be okay, and there, although it's, oh yes, it's showing you there, that's another root, and we've got that root there, which is just, although the tip isn't green yet, it will head down into that pot. And then I think that little stone came off the original Tetraspis, that one. Right, here we go. And this is Phalaenopsis samira. So this is Bellina times Violacea. That's dry. Let's have a look. See whether we can see anything. Roots there. Can you see? So they're not completely dry. Excuse the noise. They're not completely dry. They're just pale green. So can you see them there? And that's a green growing tip. And there's roots through here. Can you see them through there? It's a bit awkward, isn't it, when I'm in the kitchen here and the light's hitting these pots. But that seems to be doing all right. So that's another one. And let's have a look at this one. This is Violacea indigo blue. And let's have a look here. Doing very well. I think this might be the one, it's either this one or the other one, that there's hardly any sign of root movement, but just there. I don't know whether you're going to see that. There's a little tiny root just there. Can you see? There. And the rest are in the middle. But this tail, that's bone dry. And this looks to be potted in lacquer and with a top coat of just this horticultural grit. Doesn't look as though there's any growstones in this one. But again, you see, a very healthy looking plant. And last but not least is Phalaenopsis Yang Yang Gargan Cherry. Dry. So let's just have a look at this one. Okay. We've got a green growing tip there. We've got a little green growing tip there. This looks as though it's potted in. There's a little bit of lacquer, but it looks as though it's mainly lava rock and growstones. There. And you see, that's an active root. And I have to be careful with these. I don't think you can see. You see through there, without me tipping it up, there's roots through that area as well. So let me have a look if there's any more. Oh, sorry about the noise. I think the rest are fine. It's just that you're not able to see them. So, like I say, that's dry. So let's put these on the top, and I'll bring this camera over onto this tray now, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. You can see I've got my bucket here. There we go. And the reason I've got the bucket there is to enable me to save. Just see if I can bring this. Save some of this runoff water. And the reason I want to save some of this runoff water is because I'll be able to water the and feed the Hoyas. Right. And what I shall do afterwards, I'll save enough water just to wipe these leaves. So then it's like a little bit of a foliar feed as well. Okay, so I just need to, I've left my little cup upstairs, so I'll have to use this one. Actually, rather than use a cup, I'm going to use these. And then what that enables you to do is not over pour too much. There we go. Now this water's just tepid now, and now we're having cold temperatures at the moment, so what I'm not wanting to do, of course, is to have these orchids sit in wet media. What they shouldn't do, can you see? Because this is inorganic media. Now when I see the runoff through here, that's still a little bit dry, so I need to put some extra in this one. So I'm keeping these, or I'm enabling these top roots to be hydrated, and we see if it's allowed any of this water and fertiliser to penetrate through. Yes, it has. So I'll just show you another one, that's all, because you don't want to be bored with me just feeding and watering these, because I've got quite a few to do. And there's a root on the top. Can you see that root on the top there? I need that to start and travel down, so bear with me now. Sometimes what you have to do is just gently lift your leaf up like that, and then just gently pour that water through. If I can lift this up here, you see how dry that media is there. Gently as it goes. And I'll do this with all these. Okay. That water's running through, so they're getting hydrated without getting and sitting in wet media, because don't forget there's all little holes round these pots. All these have got holes, and then they will sit in these outer little trays, so if there's any runoff, it runs off into these trays. So thank you for bearing with me today. I just wanted to give you an update, and I'll be back hopefully in the next few days with an update of the rest of the orchids. So from me to you, take care. Bye bye now.